Howdy YouTube, this is Steven, and I'm back with another lyrical analysis. This time, I'll be analyzing the song Free and Easy by Ayumi Hamasaki. And this song was used to promote Ayumi Hamasaki's album Rainbow. It was a single, and it has a music video. And I retrieved these lyrics from ayumi.primenova.com. So thanks a lot to that website for posting the lyrics. That website is a great website for Ayumi Hamasaki information. But here I go with my lyrical analysis. So here we go. Sometimes I ask myself, how much further will I have to go? So here it sounds like Ayumi, she is, asking herself a question, and she's being, she's really being self-analytical. I think that's the word. But she's really trying to figure things out within herself. And I don't know how much further you will have to go, Ayumi Hamasaki. But then again, I don't know how much further I'll have to go or the next person will have to go. I think it's just the road that we travel, and we have to travel. But let's see what else is in this song. I hear your voice. I hear a voice saying, don't give up. So it sounds like either Ayumi Hamasaki is having some, divine spiritual experience, or she done gone crazy. One or the other. But these voices right here factors into the role that Ayumi Hamasaki plays in the music video. But I'll speak on that later in this video. Next lyrics. I remember the words, your happiness is my happiness. So she heard some voice saying, don't give up. And the voice also said, your happiness is my happiness. So someone is encouraging Ayumi to go forward on this road. But Ayumi is like, how much further will I have to go? And then some voice saying, don't give up. Your happiness is my happiness. So who is this voice? Who's this voice coming from? That's the question. Is this voice coming from herself? Coming from the divine entity? Is it coming from a close friend or a family member? Who's this voice coming from? Next lyrics. If you're tired of denying things and it seems as if you're not yourself, ... So if we're tired of denying things and it seems like we're not ourselves, then, and here are the next lyrics. Believe in me. I'll always be here. The proof that you're alive exists inside me. So she is telling someone to believe in her. Like, she'll always be here. So she's going to be somebody's, safe place that they can turn to. She's the proof that, they're alive. This person or people are alive. The proof that you're alive exists inside me. So perhaps this is saying kind of like maybe she is receiving a message from beyond the grave from a close friend or family member perhaps. And that message is telling her, don't give up because your happiness is my happiness. And she's saying like the proof that you're alive exists inside me. Where it's like, perhaps this is dedicated to her grandmother or her father. But I think her father might have still been alive at this point. But maybe dedicated to her grandmother, because she's saying the proof that you're alive still exists inside of me. So perhaps it's like, you live on through me, despite being, in a place where I can't reach you. despite being deceased. All right, next lyrics. In this dirty city, you're the person who gathers up and shows me everything beautiful. So I guess Ayumi is in some dirty place somewhere, but this person in her life gathers up and shows her something beautiful. So despite being in this dirty place, she sees beauty somewhere. This person has brought her beauty in her life. Next lyrics. I hear your voice. I hear a voice saying, don't give up. Believe in me. I'll always be standing here. Or I hear your voice. So she's hearing this person's voice. And this voice is telling her again, don't give up. Believe in me. I'll always be standing here. So this person will always be with Ayumi Hamasaki. In spirit, perhaps. So perhaps this is dedicated to her grandmother. It could be this. It could, like, these lyrics are vague, so this could be perhaps dedicated to her grandmother. Then again, these lyrics could just be about someone who is just very, encouraging. A person who's alive and who's very encouraging. But considering this is Ayumi Hamasaki, I'm assuming this might be a song about her grandmother. Maybe. So, they're going to always be together, one way or the other. Next lyrics. In this dirty city, you're the person who gathers up and shows me something beautiful. So again, this person is showing her something beautiful within this dirty city. Next lyrics. I'll always protect you, so you never ever lose that which you have clutched close to your heart. So she will always protect this person. Perhaps this person is still alive. Let's see. So you never ever lose that which you have clutched close to your heart. So she's going to protect this person so that they won't lose something that they hold dear to their heart. But what do they hold dear to their heart? His or her heart. Is it Ayumi Hamasaki? Again, these lyrics are vague. They are vague. And Ayumi Hamasaki does that. Based on the songs that I have analyzed from Ayumi Hamasaki, that seems to be sort of like her thing, or like her technique. She is often vague in her lyrics. And the ending lyrics brings us full circle, and we come back to where we began. Sometimes I ask myself, how much further will I have to go? I guess. So she is still asking herself this question. How much further will she have to go? I guess go on this path alone, perhaps? Because it sounds like she's kind of like struggling. She's in some type of a difficult situation where she might feel like she wants to give up because it's so difficult. And she's wondering, like, when will this end? When will this difficult situation end? But someone is encouraging her not to give up and telling her that, my happiness is your happiness. So they know that once Ayumi, overcomes this difficult situation, there'll be happiness for her, and her happiness will equal that person's happiness as well. So, yeah, I wonder who this song is dedicated to. I'll assume that it's her grandmother, but these lyrics are vague. And also, the title of this song is Free and Easy. What is free and easy? And in this song, it doesn't sound like anything is free nor easy. It sounds like she's having a difficult time. So, that's interesting. But Ayumi Hamasaki often does that with her song titles. Like half of the time, they don't. Sometimes it's like they do directly relate to the song. Then other times they kind of like sort of relate to the song. Then other times they don't really relate at all to the song. I'm like, how did you get this song title? Where did this come from? All right. Let me speak about the music video. The music video is interesting. Um, and I'm going to just come right out and say, like, this reminds me of something. This makes me think of something that Lady Gaga would do. So my theory is that Ayumi Hamasaki has access to a time machine. And Ayumi Hamasaki jumped ahead in time and saw the latest musical acts and saw Lady Gaga and stole, bit off of Lady Gaga, then jumped back into the past and then did those things. It's a little crazy, but it's a crazy theory. But I think that Ayumi Hamasaki has access to a time machine. I mean, how else could we like do this? How else could this these similarities be? I mean, surely Lady Gaga couldn't have, bitten off of Ayumi Hamasaki and copied her style. I mean, Ayumi Hamasaki is an Asian pop artist, in the Asian pop music market. So why would she copy her, right? Yeah. But seriously though, Lady Gaga is often accused of, copying and biting off of Madonna. And I feel that's true. But it seemed like she also biting off of Ayumi Hamasaki here. And probably people wouldn't make that association because a lot of people don't really know of Ayumi Hamasaki in the English-speaking world. Of course, there's people who do know about her in the English-speaking world, but she's not in the mainstream media in the English-speaking world. So I'm like, Lady Gaga, like, you need to cite your sources. Like, if you getting some inspiration and biting off of folks, especially Ayumi Hamasaki, and considering the fact that she is not a Western artist, I think you definitely need to cite your sources. So, yeah. But then again, hey, where's Lady Gaga at now, right? Like, when was the last, what was the last hit single she had? That applesauce song? I live for applesauce, the sauce, the sauce. I live for applesauce, sauce. But back to Ayumi Hamasaki here. All right. The video, basically, she is more or less portraying herself as the 21st century Joan of Arc. And I did a little research on Joan of Arc because I've heard of her, but I don't really know about her. And I felt like I should know about her because I feel like she probably relates to this video significantly. And Ayumi Hamasaki portrays herself as Joan of Arc in the video. So I'm like, okay, I need to really find out about her. All right, so long story short, Joan of Arc was, this young lady from the working class who wound up receiving hearing these voices. I'm guessing she has some type of a divine spiritual experience, or either she done gone crazy. One of the two. Heard these voices, and these voices encouraged her, to aid, the French army and save France from the English attempt at, conquering France. And, at one point she was, successful in helping doing this. And she was successful. However, at one point or another, she wound up getting captured. And she got captured. And the folks who captured her, they sold her to the English, and then she was tried for witchcraft and heresy. She fiercely and strongly defended herself, but it just came to a point where she just accepted the charges, and she had to spend life in prison. However, she wound up saying again that she had some divine spiritual, experience and heard voices. So they're all like, no, forget this. We're gonna burn you at the stake. Forget all, like, we should have did this from the beginning. So then they burn homegirl at the stake, and that's the end of her life, unfortunately. She's held as a military hero, as well as probably a figure in the feminist community. She wound up being canonized in the 20th century. As well, she was cleared of all charges. She did not practice witchcraft, and she was not guilty of heresy. So pretty much Ayumi Hamasaki is somewhat relating her situation to Joan of Arc's situation. She's, I guess, hearing some voices. But I don't know what she's being burnt at the stake for. But anywho, let's see. Okay, so it starts off with Ayumi, and she's locked in this room. I'm like, this is a nice prison. For a prison, this is pretty nice, And they feed her some really juicy grapes. I'm like, whoa, I need to go to that prison, because those grapes are really juicy. And she's all eating them really sloppily and stuff, like. And let's see. Then some folks come in and escort Ayumi Hamasaki, to be burned at the stake. And this whole video, for the most part, is has a really a white tone with it. Like, the coloration is really bright. And she's walking, and she's, people are looking at her and stuff. And I'm like, uh-oh. It looks like, it's curtains for Ayumi Hamasaki here. The one thing that kind of, I'm like, that could have been better, would be the burning at the stakes scene. I'm like, usually Ayumi Hamasaki comes with it when it comes to her music videos. I think they could have had some actual fire in that scene. It seemed like they just thrown in some red cloth or something and pretended like that was fire. But that didn't really do it for me. I think that if they had shown actual fire, or even put CGI effects of fire in it, that would have worked too. But she didn't, and we got this. And at one point, at the very end of the music video, they show the pallbearers, and they're carrying a casket. And I believe that the video kind of is supposed to leave you under the impression that Ayumi Hamasaki was burned at the stake and died, and now she's in the casket about to be buried. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I wonder how that really relates to these lyrics. So I'm guessing she feels like she's the Joan of Arc, so she's trying to bring a message and help rally the people, but somewhere some haters are trying to hold her back and hold her down, something like that, I guess. But that's all I have for now. What do you think? Feel free to tell me. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. The feedback and the support is extremely appreciated and extremely needed. So until the next lyrical analysis video, adios and goodbye for now.